Welcome to clickmyproject.com. Let me discuss the project about detection of steganography inserted by OutGuess and Steghide by means of neural networks. In this paper, deals with reduction of steganography content. Steganography is an additional method in cryptography which helps to hide decoded messages inside picture or videos. To hide a message is very important, but also revolving such content is important to avoid of usage. The revolving the steganography is not easy. This paper shows how neural networks are able to detect steganography content coded by a program OutGuess and Steghide using neural network like then the training sets methods which are very flexible in learning to different and difficult problems. In steganography, detection of message inserted by OutGuess and Steghide images. This paper is then focused on such a detection of pictures which a message by programs OutGuess and Steghide is coded in. Firstly, programs OutGuess and Steghide are maintained and also problems that we had at the beginning with revolving of steganography content. Then methods of extracting suitable samples which can be used for training by a neural network. It's the block diagram of our project. First we will load the input cover image, then next we will load the input stegno image, then the next one is Hoffman encode feature extraction. Hoffman encode feature extraction is used uses a specific method for choosing the representation for each symbol resulting in a prefix code. Then that is bit string representation. Some particular symbol is never a prefix of the bit string representing any other symbol. That express the most common source symbols using shorted strings of bits that are used for less common source symbols. Hoffman is able to design the most efficient compression method of this type. No other mapping of individual source symbols to unique strings of bits will produce a smaller average output sizes when the actual symbol frequencies agree with those used to create the code. The running time is of Hoffman method is fairly efficient. Then these operations to construct it. A method is later found to design a Hoffman code in linear type if input probabilities. The next one is classification by neural networks. Neural networks are a different paradigm for computing. When neural methods are based on the pre-processing, then the memory absorption of Hoffman information processing. Neural networks are based on the parallel architecture of animal brains. Then the simple processing elements, a high degree of interconnection, simple scalar messages, adaptive interaction between elements. Traditional statistical classification procedures such as discriminant analysis are built on the Bayesian decision theory. In these procedures, an underlying probability model must be assumed in order to calculate the posterior probability upon which the classification decision is made. One major limitation of the statistical models is that they work well only when the underlying assumptions are satisfied. The effectiveness of these methods depends to a large extent on the various assumptions or conditions under which the models are developed. Users must have a good knowledge of both data properties and model capabilities before the models can be successfully applied. Neural networks have emerged as an important tool for classification. Finally, it will classify the input images for cover or stegno images. Now let's see about the execution part. I am having hoff.m file, then select the file, right click, run file. Then here we have to select the input image. Then this is cover and stegno image. This is stegno image. Then test feature is extracted. Then we use them the more questions to secure transfer of data appears. Therefore, coding the cryptography is very important. On the other hand, criminals can take advantages of such excellent work of exports later, and this is it's very dangerous of the process. Then the SNR is the signal to noise ratio. Then this process is very useful to, but there is steganography which helps with secure transfer to secret messages. It hides a message inside the picture. If you see such a pictures, normally you do not recognize that there is a secret message. And this is the point people with malicious intentions will go through and will not give the attention to the messages. On the other hand, it is therefore necessary to give a method for its detection. To detect decode the message itself, it is another problem, but at first it has to be relevant that some messages is inside the pictures. This paper is then focused on such a reduction of pictures which has messages by programs OutGuess and Steghide is coded. Firstly, programs OutGuess and Steghide are maintained at also problems that we had beginning with revolving of steganography content, then methods of extracting suitable samples which can be used for training by a neural network. Neural network is very useful to the simple processing elements, a high degree of interconnection, simple scalar messages, adaptive interaction between elements. Traditional statistical classification procedures such as discriminatory analysis are built on the Bayesian decision. Thereby, these procedures and underlying probability model must be assumed in order to calculate the posterior probability upon which the classification decision is made. Then the applications of this process is reduction of medical phenomena, stock market prediction, credit assignment, monitoring the condition of machinery, engine management. Thank you.